But yeah, we are here now, and we are ready to jump into our next series. KeeN versus MaNa, game number 1. Let's kick this off and see what's going to happen. To the bottom right-hand side, our red Protoss player from Team Liquid. Give it up if you're cheering on MaNa. To the upper left-hand side, the yellow Terran player, it is KeeN. Let's see what he can bring to the table here in this best of 3. So, KeeN is 1-1 in this group. In fact, let me just give you guys a full update on this now that I have updated the page. Actually, you know what I can do? I can do it like this. There you go. So these are the results so far coming up in the bottom right-hand side. Right now, Uthermal 1-0, MaNa 0-1 in terms of matches. Other than that, Clem, KeeN, and Game Time are all 1-1. And that's off the back of KeeN 2-1 Clem, KeeN 2-0 Uthermal 2-1 Clem, KeeN 2-0 Game Time. Game Time 2-1 MaNa, Clem 2-0 KeeN. KeeN is now playing against MaNa, and Uthermal is 1-0 up against Game Time. And that is about it for now. And there is the KeeN, the Uthermal versus Game Time series, which is ongoing. Uthermal is up 1-0, and he's currently meching on Battle on the Boardwalk. They're 10 minutes into the game, and that game is continuing. We'll give you guys updates as it goes, and as the action happens. For now, though, let's focus up on this PvT between KeeN and MaNa. So coming across, MaNa is just going to be having a little bit of a look with this probe to... He's already been to have a look with this probe, and he's just been checking out the CC building, just getting up some generic information such as that in these early stages. As we are going to see the gateway just walling off over here. It's been very popular lately to wall off in this location to help against some players who've been playing kind of aggressive Reaper strats and so on, so just sort of shutting that down early and without issue. As you're going to see, this Reaper will be pushed away by the Stalker. And the other nice thing as well is now the Reaper can't jump up here for scouting information later in the game either, so you can just leave the Stalker at the front and basically know where that Reaper is at all times. Stalker actually sees the Reaper there, so Reaper may get the chance to come back in towards the natural. And then up into the main, Reaper is actually going to be catching the Stalker out of position there. Very narrowly gets this probe, but god, 1 HP. He comes back for it, the Stalker is here. No high ground vision in this corner at the moment. As you're going to see, the Stalker's continuing to fight. The Reaper back down to the low ground. It's going to go down before it can get a kill. And so the Reaper doesn't even pick up any information. Although nothing to find out just now. The Twilight Council has currently just been thrown down in the main base. The Twilight Council starting up, and now another gateway at the front. Meantime, by the way, is, or meanwhile, just to go back to that TVZ quick as 2 Stalkers start to push across the map. But Uthermal just lost a fight heavily on Game Time's side of the map, and Game Time is now thinking about maybe pushing forwards. But Game Time maxed out against a 120 supply. Uthermal is looking very good in game number 2 to maybe tie that series up and take them into a game 3 as well. As Stalker's currently kiting away. He might get one cycle in here, doesn't quite. As KeeN going to continue pushing forwards, MaNa will continue to pull away towards the lower right-hand side with these couple of Stalkers. Just a couple of Stalkers pulling in towards the lower right. Guys, we employ an English-only chat because it's an English stream. We foster an English-based community. And we cannot moderate in multiple languages because, believe it or not, our moderators don't speak multiple languages. We had a lot of issues in the past where people have told us and have mentioned that people talking in other languages are literally accusing players of match fixing, saying that they hope they die, stuff like this. And so we don't allow other languages in this chat. It's an English stream, it's an English chat, and that's how we keep it. Stimpak and Combat Shields on the way up here from KeeN. We see, meanwhile, a Blink on the way up from MaNa. Still just setting up here in these early stages. I'm just going to throw up this TVZ for a moment in the picture-in-picture again. KeeN's push, Game Time is pushing in on that side. It looks as though he is just about to pick off Uthermal's units, but he's actually looking a little bit closer than I think it should have been. There's the GG, though. Game Time picks up game 2 against Uthermal. They are also going to game number 3. More Stalkers warping in here as MaNa will throw down the double forge to follow up. So we're going to be seeing the double forge coming on down and getting ready to continue on forwards. +1 attack, Stimpak, Combat Shields all coming up here. So KeeN about to get into his real kind of mid-game. Just as the medevacs are going to start going out as well. I'm surprised MaNa isn't on the map already with these Stalkers, but maybe just a little bit afraid of kind of drops and some other bits and pieces right now. So just keeping them kind of centralized in his main base to just see maybe what is coming up next. As there's a few extra gates just coming in on the main base. This observer is going to start coming up the right-hand side to see what else is happening. Engineering bay block on the third base. Going to slow down MaNa down just slightly. And he kind of pulls some units out of position over there, right? As MaNa actually has a pylon to the top side. So currently going up towards 6 gateways, 1-1 upgrades. He could definitely get very aggressive here in the near future. Bio from KeeN moving out over to the left-hand side. Looking to see what else is happening, as we do see that Zealot has picked off the engineering bay. The Nexus will be able to come down here now from MaNa as well. I'm just going to be seeing still Bio coming down the left. I'm just going to be seeing KeeN ready to push in potentially towards this third base, but Stalker's here already trying to trade. Picking off just a Marine so far, not too much, and now MaNa pulling all the way back. Zealots do not have charges, no upgrades, it's +1 about to kick in. As we're going to be seeing the, well, Bio being chased away here. We're going to be seeing the rest of the Stalkers, though, going to continue coming in with this Guardian Shield. It doesn't look as though KeeN has enough to actually fight, and a blink ahead is going to get a Marine and Marauder. Or maybe one more Marauder just in a moment. The Medivacs would be the kind of the dream kind of pick off here, right? As we're going to be seeing some Zealots now taking the lead. Still no charge. There's a big blink to try and get more Medivac kills. And he is going to get one of them, so now that's 2 of the 4 Medivacs picked up here. As you're going to see, this Bio is still continuing to push on forwards. And looking to see if he can just push him back. We're going to see the sentry maybe going down. Turns the sentry being protected. Force field maybe can buy some time. Sentry goes down. But now MaNa has 1-1. Now MaNa has charge in a moment. And now the Zealot Stalker combination becomes very, very powerful. Some interesting trades here. I mean, picking off the 2 Medivacs was nice. I feel as though he maybe could have done more, but obviously it's very risky to fully commit to a fight where your Stalkers have already kind of blinked in. Going to be seeing the 2-2 upgrades from MaNa getting Corona Boost along, and that's where MaNa will really start to take leads in this game. The upgrade count is going to be absolutely insane for him soon. He's going to be 2-2 against 1-1 generally, and that's going to be a whole entire set of upgrades advantage for him to work with here. Now, MaNa is teching up an Immortal of Temple Archives. He's not looking to just win the game with gateway units, which we have seen a lot of lately. As we're going to see a few Zealots coming in from the right side. Looking at a little bit of a kind of a combined flank in here. This Observer just out of range of that scan is just going to be safe for now, as we are going to be seeing these few Zealots kind of running on in, and now they have to pull away. MaNa not able to do much on the left-hand side either just yet. As this Bio is still looking around and seeing just what else it can, just what else it can happen. A few Zealots in the main base too. The Warp Prism coming into action over here, so MaNa's all over the place taking these fights. Another Widow Mine at the front gets taken down. He has to be careful of this bunker. He is going to be able to chunk his way through it just before the repair comes in. MaNa is doing some good damage here, but he will lose these sentries. More Zealots into the main base, though. Right now, they're not really picking anything off. They're just kind of picking away the barracks, which they probably won't kill. MaNa can come back over to the right side, though, with these Stalkers. So he's going to move over there and see what else he can do. As we're going to see, oh, that's another Medivac getting picked up. And that's also kind of a big victory just there. As we're going to be seeing the STV transferring over towards the third base. Stalkers back towards the center a little bit. 2-2 upgrades going to finish up again very, very soon. MaNa up to the 3 bases, but no gases on this third base just yet. There's a Medivac with a Widow Mine inside over here, which I guess probably killed off a few probes that maybe we just missed. Try and keep an eye on that for the next time it comes in. MaNa going to back away, though. He's going to come back home where he has got Immortals, he has got High Templar, but no Storm, so it should just be for Archons. But his composition is definitely improving. And maybe he can actually go forwards again for some more aggression. Again, 2-2 finished. Now 2-2 against 1-1. That upgrade lead on MaNa's side. He's pushing on forwards. Let's see just what he can get up to in the very near future. I mean, you got to imagine this army of KeeN is not looking great. The Medivacs are all dead or drained of energy, so they're not going to add a lot to this fight. There's a single Widow Mine in here. If it just goes off on these Zealots, I don't think it's necessarily really enough. MaNa blinks up to the high ground for the Stalkers. Archon's still leading the charge, and Mortal's very late to join the fray just because of how slow they are to cross the map. Widow Mine's over here actually blowing up a good chunk of Zealots as well. MaNa will now focus his attack on the right-hand side, and he will get through this bunker. A second Immortal arriving will work wonders against so many Marauders over here, as we're going to see Marines from the left-hand side. MaNa's going to focus on the right, though. Stalkers are starting to go down. We see a Zealot trying to warp in, but the Prism gets targeted. You're going to see 2 Immortals still left over. He will chunk his way through these Marauders so quickly. If he targets them down, then MaNa will lose pretty much everything here. One more Immortal just joins the fray, not really at the best kind of time. Gets one more Marauder kill, but he is actually going to be able to keep this Immortal alive. He's got an Observer overhead somewhere as well. I'm not actually sure where. There it is, just here. And that allows them to pick off a Widowmine. MaNa is still just about able to trade out nicely here with KeeN. It gets very close, though, time after time. I mean, that was really close. I feel like another couple bits of micro, and maybe he could have even just won this, because the War Prison could have come a bit further along. This Immortal to the south side was not doing anything for a little while. And that definitely could help out, as we're going to see this Observer getting picked off once again. More units gathering to the right-hand side here. Well, upgrades are going to even up at least for our Terran player. His 2-2 is about to kick in, so that will help him with this next fight. There's going to be a +3 armor on the way, but no +3 attack just yet from MaNa, as he just continue to fight on in. Missing kind of just Zealots from this fight. He does have that... okay, there the Zealots to the top side. They were chasing the mineral line already. Widowmine's going to go off for some friendly fire splash as well. There's just so much bio here, though. MaNa doesn't have the Zealots to protect these Immortals or Archons. Now they go down very quickly, and KeeN is going to win out on this one. MaNa has a 4th Nexus up behind this, as he has to retreat back home once more. Another wave of Stalkers, another Immortal on the way out. Needs +3 attack. He really needs to get that upgrade lead once again. It's something that will keep him going good in this game. As we wait to see what the next little movement will be from either side. Just as this is going on, guys, we do have another quick update for you guys from the Euthermal series. Just to kind of show you attack that happened, a little bit of a Hellbat Cyclone attack. Basically just coming in when game time was not prepared. He didn't have any units ready. He's trying to rush out very fast Hydras at 5 minutes. And so Euthermal picks up a very quick game number 3. And he does take down game time in that best of 3 TVZ. Another update from you here for matches that are not being shown as our focus matches on stream, but we will cast from replays later. Euthermal 2-1 game time, as we're going to be seeing Bio dropping in towards the main base, gets a pylon already, some High Templar warping in, get killed off instantly. The Widowmines get set off here, as now they'll get picked away at. KeeN will get out of there, but a good drop. I mean, a pylon gets himself a couple of Zealots, he gets himself a couple High Templar. That's obviously a pretty big deal. As you are going to see, this Bio still pushing down the left. Stalkers blink on in, and we are going to be seeing a medevac going down. Good defense from MaNa here. As we do see this Bio pulling back up the left side once again now. More Bio from KeeN. Just all over the place. Really trying to just utilize what Bio is good at, which is splitting up and attacking everywhere. Still this pylon on the top right-hand side. Warping in even more Zealots. And with even more Zealots coming into the fray, they're going to hit this mineral line. And they're going to hit this mineral line hard in the next few moments. These drops, though, again, set to go once again. MaNa does not have a lot set up on his main base. Observer will maybe give him a little bit of a pre-warning about this, but not much, so he has to respond very quickly. Oh my god! Okay, now he sees them. He sees those medevacs still there, and he can reposition, but he needs to keep something against this army over here. And these Zealots should also try and hit this mineral line, because that would be a distraction, which could help him to defend as well. Here we go. The Zealots can charge into this, but there is going to be Widowmines, and they do target fire the clump of Zealots, which goes a long way. Here we go, those medevacs try to drop in, but again, it's already in position. However, he doesn't pick off any medevacs as they come on in. It's just going to be the fact that he's on top of the army already. Widowmine does go off to friendly fire a little bit, and this is a cleanup from MaNa. KeeN is not able to do enough here, loses a medevac on the exit. He's now pushing into the third base, though, with a lot of units. Zealots chase around SCVs over towards the third base of the Terran player, and absolute chaos here in game number 1. As MaNa, though, seems to be coming out on the better side of things, especially as he just snipes down another medevac. No, it gets away to the top side still alive here, and obviously he doesn't want to blink into that much bio. Units from the main base of those medevacs from before got killed off, and so that's not a drop he has to be worried about any longer. But now KeeN's towards the 4th base, and there's a lot of probes over here because they pulled away from the 3rd, and so that's going to be a lot of damage. MaNa even recalling over there with units. That's how desperate he is to shut this down and protect those units. And the Stalkers, oh my god, we're going to blink forwards into Widowmines. A little bit unfortunate, but only 1 or 2 Stalkers going down. At least he does get the mine kills as a follow-up. More Zealots top right-hand side, warping in, getting ready to go. MaNa tries to blink after this Bio army, but it's stimmed far enough away already. The medevac pulling away to the side. A larger fight now as Widowmines will burrow into the front of this here. Immortals joining the fray as well. Where are the Zealots? Once again, MaNa is just Zealotless and using that warping on the top side. Well, he needs to get some damage done with it. The Immortals are starting to go down over here. This is not a fight MaNa will win, but he will shut down more eco. KeeN down to 27 workers against 61. As we will be seeing MaNa continue to fight and skirmish to that top side. Stalkers fall back. The rest of KeeN's army going to back away as well. Not going to push further in. KeeN still down over 30 workers here. With an army supply lead, upgrades are even at 3-2 apiece. As we're going to be seeing more of these units from MaNa just gathering up, and he will stabilize a little bit now down to this south side of the map. KeeN just can't keep up the production right here. Even if his resources loss is a little bit better off, it doesn't make up for this much of a upgrade differential. Why won't my thingy show? Do we not have Game Heart in this game? I guess MaNa hosted it without Game Heart. That's probably why we're not seeing probe kills on the side of the screen. Well, we're going to see Archons pushing forwards here, and they are going to pick off a few of these units, and there's not enough Stalkers to blink after this time. That might not be a bad thing. MaNa just skirmishing and pushing away without kind of losing too much further is definitely not a bad thing here. We're going to see a bit more of this Protoss army coming up the right side, and the Marine here will get taken down. A scan on top of this army as well, as we're going to see KeeN continue to gather up top. A couple of these Stalkers from MaNa getting set up as well, also going to get ready to push on in towards this army. Meanwhile, bottom left-hand side, this Bioforce is going to pick away at a couple of Zealots. Probes falling in as well to fight. I mean, just trying to do whatever he can. MaNa, though, has now got a bit of a bigger force going. This is much better for him. Finally, multiple Archons with Zealots, with Stalkers. A couple of Mortals mixed in. It's the bigger army that he hasn't really fought with all game. He's been fighting with this and that, and a couple of these and a couple of that. The Prism comes in as well, but he doesn't actually have money to really warp anything in right now to join this fight. MaNa does not want to run in towards this Widow Mines, and this back and forth play is favoring KeeN. As KeeN has picked up an Archon or two, he's still dropping over here. Now MaNa is on 39 probes himself against 31 SCVs of KeeN. So MaNa is really falling behind on the worker count, and may even have to rebuild some workers here, honestly. As these Stalkers eventually will clean this up, but boy, this took him some good, quite a long time. Finally, those Marines going down. His medevac drops as well. And we're just going to be seeing this group of units from MaNa coming back towards the lower left to set up once more. A couple of medevacs on the way out from KeeN here. We're going to see this Bioforce does pick off these rocks. So rocks going down, a 5th Nexus into the center of the map. 4th base now being taken from KeeN, just in the 4th of the main base orbital relocating. Another Zealot goes down. You know, this game really actually reminds me of TVP of old. Back in Wings of Liberty, Marine King used to play against Parton a lot. They had this era where they really were big rivals, and they played like all of the time, it feels like. And this really reminds me of that sort of gameplay, because back then Marine King used to have like super low number of units fighting super low number of gateway units, and there used to be these real kind of back and forth fights just all over the place and all of the time. And that really is what this is right here. You're going to see that scan coming down, seeing this army. MaNa fighting on the high ground down to the low ground. He is starting to win out on this. Meanwhile, some Zealots to the right side are doing some damage. Those Widow Mines to defend are actually doing a much better job than you might expect. Time and time again, just picking up a kill here, a kill there. Psystorm on the way up, coming up to be about halfway done in the next few moments. MaNa stabilizing and rebuilding his work account as well. A Warp Prism goes down though, and he has to rebuild one of those. The Storm coming into play might just make the difference. A little bit of real splash damage onto this Bio army could go a long way. Could be something that really works out well for him here. As you're going to see this Bio going to pull way down to the left-hand side. A very late Storm, and that just shows you how scrappy this game is. You know, really, MaNa hasn't found a chance to build up into Storm before now, but now he will have it for this next fight, it seems. It's about 10 seconds away. 2 High Templar have energy. Stalkers apparently don't want to be part of this next fight, though, because they're just running on in to die before it even happens. Some Zealots need to get ready with the rest of the army to really fight this properly. Kills the pylons, so no reinforcements on this position. Thing is, if KeeN even kills this base, MaNa has this centralized base, which is fairly fresh as well, so it wouldn't be the end of the world for MaNa. As here we go, MaNa's going to take this fight. The Nexus will go down, so that's something here from KeeN. As we are going to see the Zealots continue to push on up. Nice first Storm. Going forwards, we're going to see 1-2 medevac should go down here. KeeN loses obviously all of the Widow Mines in the process. MaNa still just feeling as though he's staying stable with his army, but KeeN's army just keeps on rolling in. The triple mule going a long way for him at the moment. I mean, really putting out work. Resources lost is obviously helping KeeN a lot as well. He's trading very efficiently in these fights, which makes up for what is a massive eco difference between the two players. Zealots, Archons, and Immortals obviously still just the primary force of this fight, as we're going to be seeing this Bioforce pushing down the left-hand side. You're going to see this Nexus is going to get picked off here once again. MaNa cancels, but he sends Zealots up here, and this is an attack KeeN is not ready for. Not even Widow Mines to help deflect, which is something he's had previously. As we are going to see those Zealots picking away at these SCVs. Now these Zealots are on their own, but he recalls them home. I actually love it. That's like 1,000 minerals of Zealots, which now he gets to use in the next fight after dealing some eco damage to bring KeeN back down to 24 workers. show the income graph. I wish I could, but we don't have Game Hard enabled in this game because the players hosted it, which is a real shame because I really wish I could see the income graph because I think it would show you just how far ahead MaNa was and just really emphasize how well KeeN is trading to stay in this for over 20 minutes at the moment. Fighting once again, first Storm. Well, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt too bad. Stalker's blinking back, letting Zealots go in front, but Zealots are going in on their own. More Zealots top right will be looking to hit as well. MaNa's actually checking the far top right corner to see if there's a base there, which of course we see there isn't. He's still pushing in another nice Storm. Widowmine caught and it goes down. Another warp into Zealots. Some High Temple actually become an Archon. I feel as though they had a Stormobile, but maybe I was wrong. Either way, MaNa's desperately trying to hold on here, still against the army supply lead of his opponent, and he's also got units harassing as well, which doesn't help him necessarily defend here right now. Another Archon morphing in, MaNa kiting backwards away from the Widowmine fire. Oh, he's so close to some of these Widowmines. This Archon just goes down. 2 more Widowmines burrowing to the side. Some Zealots still central. Don't go into towards this base, as MaNa is pretty much mined out here. KeeN is pretty much mined out. He has to lift up and relocate that somewhere. Stalkers continue to fight. A couple of Widowmines going down, a blink backwards, and a couple more Marauders getting picked away at as well. One more Widowmine here going to get pushed away. And also Zealots going up the right-hand side. Still looking around for a base being taken. It's going to be taking the centralized position. MaNa keeps on pushing his opponent away. Widowmine doesn't quite get a Stalker just yet, but it's a cool position that maybe could grab something in the near future. Just the first game here between KeeN and MaNa in this best-of-3 series in the WardiTV Invitational number 2 Group B. What a game number 1 to kick us off with, though. Bio still moving around the map, and KeeN going to change up directions from the left-hand side, which he's been focused on a lot lately, to the right. But that leaves this left-hand side open for Zealots to push up, and MaNa going to come straight up here. Widowmine goes down, and units are already looking to try and get in position. I love the Stalkers to the right. He's looking to shut down a drop, but he just hits the main army instead on the right-hand side. It's not a bad thing though, because again, it's like, it shows good kind of awareness of what could be happening right now from MaNa. If there was a drop going down, he would completely shut it down. And if there isn't, well, the Stalkers can just blink back towards the army anyways to help out. So many units setting up here, still moving around, seeing what else is going on. An orbital here, an orbital to the left, this one burning. Still only 32 workers of KeeN in the game. He just hasn't been able to re-establish an economy. He hasn't had the money to rebuild a fort base. He's just continuing to float his CCs around. This is a mistake from him, though. I feel like the first time in a long time, if not the entire game, where actually KeeN lets a few units go maybe where they shouldn't be for a few moments and loses out on them, as we're going to see him picking up about 10 workers over in this bottom left corner, though. Multiple probes going down. Multiple probes going down. Stalkers and Zealots going to blink on over and try and get that medevac, but they just don't quite manage to make it. Some Zealots will charge through, and they will pick off those Marines here eventually. So the Marines going down. And the Stalkers up the middle for MaNa. Still some units on the far right-hand side. KeeN moving down the right side as well. Marines don't quite manage to join or kill off that War Prism, I should say. Still, that War Prism going to be a threat. Maybe into the main, just shut down some of the production. Really force KeeN to pull back a little bit rather than just into his bases. A lot of Bio stimming ahead again, as we see now a lot of high-energy Templar. Kind of part of the issue, of course, as well. A lot of Immortals still mixed in. KeeN looking to regather everything towards this side. It's 120 army supply apiece here. 25-minute game 1. And as we're going to be seeing these units pushing forward still. Immortals firing away once again as the storm comes down. SCV's pulling in. This is actually a fight KeeN can win. Come in from this concave. The SCV's pulled. And MaNa will lose the Immortals. Big storm though. I mean, that's a huge storm to help out. But there's so many medevacs. There wasn't a follow-up storm. As we're going to be seeing, KeeN is going to continue to push on through the center. Here are the units from MaNa that were just kind of missing from that fight, I guess, to really help him out. But suddenly KeeN has himself an opportunity to push on through this. Widowmines are going to look to get rid of some of these Zealots. MaNa tries to split away to minimize the damage. Okay, well, actually, that wasn't too bad. And that Widowmine kills 3 Stalkers. That's a much bigger deal here. Oh, MaNa, half the army supply. And KeeN might be able to take this down here. Continue to push on forwards. A High Templar gets killed before it can do anything other than a feedback. Shield battery couldn't keep it alive long enough. MaNa trying to fight this with the Stalkers, blinking back a few at a time, but he just can't make this game happen. And KeeN, he has held on until the very end. He has not given up. He's fought so hard for this one, and he is going to get the victory that he has looked for throughout this game. He's not been above 40 workers for about 10-15 minutes, and KeeN is finally going to be able to take game number 1, it seems, when it was MaNa all the way through. Okay, KeeN took some very good fights, and look at that, a 12,000 resource difference. That's the difference in efficiency in the last few minutes of this game, because KeeN, when we first started looking at resource losses, a 1k difference, now a 12k difference, and that's why KeeN was able to still be the game of the tournament so far. Guys, let's kick it off to game 2 as we have to the top left-hand side our Red Protoss player from Team Liquid. It is MaNa. Alright, our Yellow Terran player, it is KeeN. Meanwhile, by the way, just in the last few moments, Clem and Game Time have just got into game number 1 of their best of 3 series, so that is continuing. We'll give you updates from that as we get them, as it goes. So stay tuned for more updates from that one, but for now, focusing on KeeN versus MaNa. Just as we have a bit of a patience set up with a Nexus and a CC apiece. Of course, if you're enjoying the stream, guys, do not forget to hit that follow button. This is WardiTV, and we stream live daily StarCraft 2 action for you all. We're going to be live every day over the next few days as well, including New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, hopefully. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit us up with that follow. See when we are going live again in the future with more StarCraft. If you're really enjoying the stream, don't forget you can support the channel as well by subscribing. Subscribing will give you access to all of the replays of games shown here today, as well as pretty much everything else we cast on the channel, including matches from players such as Zest, Innovation, and Rogue. Those are currently available in our 400 plus replay pack, available to subscribers through the Discord. Of course, don't forget you got that Twitch Prime as well. You can give us a Twitch Prime sub, doesn't cost you anything. If you have to take it off your hands, as a Reaper denied here by the Stalker. Did it get the scout of the Robo facility? Yes, it did. So KeeN at least seeing the tech choice. Not the end of the world then to lose the Reaper there. Be able to go from there. Mike? Not the end of the world then to lose the Reaper there. Sounds okay to me, guys. What's wrong? Is it still fucked? Let me listen again. Does it still fucked? It looks like it's fine. Sorry, guys. Usually, when 3 or 4 people scream mic at the same time, it's generally worth checking out. So sorry for that. So we are just going to be seeing a couple of Hellions moving along and chasing this Stalker away. It looks as though KeeN going to apply pressure here early. We want to repair up those Hellions because obviously you don't want them just getting one shot as they try and get in towards a mineral line or so. So we'll look to see what's going to happen. So a few Hellions just coming on up, and a couple of them already going up towards the upper left-hand side. See what they can get up to. A blink upgrade coming right through right now for MaNa. I mean, fairly obvious kind of going to a blink. It happens all the time nowadays. And it's going to be the 6th Hellion run by with a few Marines to drop as well somewhere else. To see what's going to be going on. 2 extra barracks from KeeN on the way up. A reactor will build... sorry, it's a tech lab in the factory. Thought it would be a reactor maybe for the starport, but I guess that doesn't make sense so early. The tech lab to get some tanks out, I mean, has been a very popular way to defend, etc. There's going to be a bit of a drive-by with these Hellions. The medevac going to drop here. A few Stalkers in the back, as here we go. The Hellions going to start driving on through towards the mineral line. Oh, Trell, Strobe split on either side so far. Now going to pull behind the Stalkers. And there's 3 more Stalkers coming in. We'll have a look to see how many workers exactly are going down very soon. Oh, MaNa! He's got a little bit of a stacked up worker count there, and that's not good at all. Those probes are continuing to drop away. He's going to clean up everything though. And the one thing about this attack from KeeN is it opens her up to a very powerful counterattack. Oh wow, 19 workers though, that's huge. I mean, 19 workers is a lot, but he will be open to a counterattack with Blink. Maybe that's how MaNa just gets back in this. 20 army supply to 8. And even if you have a tank out, because there's Blink, you can blink on top, you can move around, you can jump to the main base rather than focusing on the natural. There's a lot of ways to play around the tank and the bunker, and that obviously can then go a long way to helping out. As you can see, these Stalkers coming down the right-hand side, see where they can go. War Prism coming along here, and we are obviously just going to be seeing this Observer just up in the main base, this bunker coming up as well. And these Stalkers going to blink straight up here. This tank isn't sieged just yet, so KeeN in a little bit of trouble. few Marines on the low ground. I mean, Stalkers are going to get Blink again in a moment, so they will Blink on top of this tank momentarily. And there it is, tank goes down. Now these Stalkers can kite a little bit more freely, because there's not going to be something to block them everywhere, although SCVs get a bit of a surround, and that's helping. Now he blinks up top. There's another bunker here, which you can kind of focus, actually. It's kind of important, because you do not want that to be mass repaired with units inside. Well, Prism in position to help out. Actually, the first few reinforced Stalkers on the low ground here, as MaNa does blink away nicely over there. An Observer on position, as the bunker on the low ground going to fall as well. And so MaNa looking good to bounce back in this game, in this series, I should say. Oh, the War Prism could be targeted. There's a lot of Marines nearby, but he's just going to fight the army instead. The War Prism is able to get away. Well, bunker does get filled up, though. Marines will be targeted down, though, as the Stalkers just kind of run past that bunker. Oh, but there's a siege tank again. At least he's going to get on top of it pretty quickly. MaNa with some flanker on the Prism as well to lift those Stalkers up. And this is exactly the issue of the kind of 6 Hellion run-by, and it's why it died out of popularity pretty quickly. Because players kind of figured out very fast, well, okay, if I'm opening fast Blink, which is good for me anyways, because I have Stalkers and I want Stalkers mid-game, well, MaNa, game 2 of this best of 3, guys. And, sorry, game 3 of this best of 3. Tying, looking to finish up this series now. See who's going to pick up the victory. To the bottom right-hand side, our Red Protoss player from Team Liquid. Give it up if you're cheering on MaNa. And we're going to be seeing to the top left-hand side, our Blue Terran player. It is KeeN. Alright, so setting up over here, looking to see what's going to be going on over the next couple of minutes. KeeN just setting up with the barracks here in the very early stages. I mean, gateway for MaNa as well. Looking towards these early expands in the next couple of moments' time. As just to bring quickly back into that Game Time Clem series, it does look as though Game Time is cleaning up another army of Clem to perhaps this time take the victory in game number 1. I mean, again, it's a huge lead for Game Time. It really is just about him closing up the game in the next few moments, and when he closes that up again, it will be the 1-0 advantage for him. Clem will have to look to fight back, because both Clem and Game Time in very interesting positions in the group so far. We'll maybe be able to show that to you in a moment if... actually, let's just show you guys the group stand-ins and update you on just how things are looking. So right now, again, going into this series, it was... Game Time is actually 1 and 2, so this isn't fully updated, but Game Time 1 and 2. KeeN 1-1, Clem 1-1, MaNa 0-1, Euthermal is 2-0. Euthermal against MaNa, our next game on the stream, by the way. That'll just be coming up as soon as we are done with this best of 3 between KeeN and MaNa, so that'll be coming up next. Obviously, Game Time already underway, and continuing as we speak. Just waiting to see how this game develops then, this TVP. Just going to be seeing the probe pulling all the way back as this SCV is being scouted as well. The Reaper's come across too, but hasn't done too much yet. Robo facility coming up to being about halfway done. Meanwhile, Cyclone on the way, Robo coming up. MaNa this last game went Robo then Twilight, so he did go into a little bit of a slower blink. But it worked out for him. So we are just going to see the Stalker sitting out the front, and again the Twilight Cancel is dropping down, getting that set up and ready to roll as well. Robo facility finishing up in a moment as well. And just continuing this along. A couple of Cyclones going to be popping out. This barracks and the main base going to be coming up too, so very fast second racks behind a couple of extra Cyclones, and well, just 3 racks nice and quickly here from KeeN. That'll be a fast stim from him, so already starting up that stim pack upgrade. The Cyclone coming out in towards the center of the map here, so KeeN moving out in towards the center, and Observer going to be coming across in towards the middle as well here now. Look to try and do a little bit as well. Obviously just wants to try and identify where these units are, and just see a Cyclone and Reaper. Some information gained there. See if these barracks continue to build on up, and well, this time MaNa does create a little bit more of a wall off, but this is actually not so great against the Cyclones. He's got a shield battery coming in at the front too. These Stalkers are choking away this first Cyclone. Look at it go as they kite backwards. Nice of them to be able to get in range to kind of start kiting nice and quickly. So you'll see these 2 Cyclones continue to move away. Observer going to come in towards the main base in a moment or so to see what else is up. the fuck? I just banned this guy and he's still posting. How can he still fucking post during a ban? What the fuck? I can't time him out. He's banned. He's permanently banned. And he's still posting. What the actual fuck? What's going on? There we go. It finally worked. 3 times trying to ban the guy and he just keeps posting away? By the way, Jimsog, I think I missed your Tier 50 a little while ago. I really do apologize for that. I'm not sure if it was just as I was going into a break and was a bit busy kind of editing results and stuff, or it was during a game. I do remember you doing it, and now I just look over to my dashboard. I see it again, so I do apologize. Thank you very much, though, for the Tier 50. Do appreciate, as we do see Stalkers coming across. Somehow, by the way, guys, Clem is still alive in this game, which he's been dead in for I don't even know how long. He is finally, I think, actually going to die this time. And so it looks as though game time is finally going to pick up game number 1 of that best of 3. Clam doesn't actually have any units left at all, so finally game time is going to get that victory in the next few moments. There it is, just confirming it. Game 1 to game time. Alright, well, jumping into game 2 in a moment of that, but meanwhile we've seen these Stalkers not going to be able to get into the main base as the Observer gets scanned and picked off. Then he's going to poke at the front instead, as MaNa will look to see what else he can do. Poking away, tank fires, and does get picked away at. Combat shields upgrade, about to finish up here as well in the main base. So KeeN going to finish that momentarily. That concourse of shells is on the way up. And these couple of extra barracks coming on up in the main base as well. 2 Zealots jumping on top of that Reaper. We do see that Reaper going a little bit low. Forge coming up, and just going to be seeing MaNa going into Colossi very quickly. So a big change up from how he's been playing so far. And actually find a couple Marines out here. Is he going to get both of them? That last one just goes down. Prism up top. Waiting for a moment or two to come in, but KeeN does actually have a Viking, which will try and stop it from approaching the main base, of course. You can see this Viking up and down, up and down. Doesn't find anything just yet. 2 medevacs going to load up and come away over to the right-hand side. Just a little bit of drop play now, and MaNa, well, he does have units kind of around to deal with it. Not quite on the 3rd base, though. It's kind of the issue of having the Stalkers out on the map, right? That if you don't catch these medevacs coming across, you have to kind of be very careful with where the rest of your army is placed. And right now, I mean, there's a lot of units that can stim on in. They can get quite a lot done here, as here we go. I mean, 2 Zealots initially. I mean, now the army's going to move on over. Meanwhile, the Stalkers are backing away. The Vikings will start to work its way through the Prism, which will actually go down to the missile turret Viking combo. But the Zealots do at least get into towards the mineral line. However, the 3rd base gets sniped down. Good catch by KeeN. I mean, it's a great pickup as now he continues to poke along with the rest of his army. He's going to start cleaning with these Zealots in the main base too, so not even that much damage taken from this Warp Prism play, which he got away with here. And now KeeN sitting in the center with a good army as well. Sitting to the top right with a couple medevacs, and again, MaNa having lost the 3rd Nexus. That really does hurt him. That really does hurt him here. And as you're going to see, still this Bioforce just out in towards the center. Some more Bio coming down the left side. The 3rd CC will be finishing up in the near future, about 75% of the way done. Zealot's going to come up, and at least we'll be able to clean out this watchtower and take some of the map control from MaNa. It looks like he wants to clean up both watchtowers, which is great. At least just take away some of the presence from KeeN, so he can't just feel so confident all of the time about what's going on. And this 2 medevacs boosting along will be looking to drop down somewhere in the next few moments. A little bit more of the army of KeeN coming in towards the middle of the map once again. Just a few more Bio units here, going to find themselves a Zealot nice and quickly. So that Zealot does get taken down. Meanwhile, still a good chunk of Stalkers towards the upper right-hand side of the map. MaNa gets his 3rd Nexus back up, but obviously a deficit while he's had the lack of a 3rd Nexus in this game. Stalkers pushing in towards the middle, and we do see the watchtower on the right-hand side being taken. A couple of Vikings continue to be produced. Obviously, it is Colossi-based play, and so we do need to see those Vikings kind of coming up earlier. Although only 2 Colossi. Sorry, there's a 3rd one. Where's that 3rd one there in the main base? Just splitting up a little bit. And now going into the Storm. Very kind of Wings of Liberty-esque. The classic 3 Colossi into Storm follow-up. You're just going to see those initial Stalkers blinking away from that those few Bio units at the front. Lone Marine takes the right watchtower. Just KeeN again, retaking map control, retaking presence here, and just getting himself in a position to work forwards from. Currently an upgrade lead as well. MaNa missing out on the armor, on the attack upgrade at the moment. Does have +2 armor on the way though, and KeeN doesn't seem to have started his +2. In fact, he's only got 1 engineering base, so KeeN doesn't have +2 armor on the way either. So upgrades will eventually even out, as KeeN will find himself a chance to go into a Ghost Academy though, which is always fun and interesting. It's actually going to be pretty neat, so nice to see him getting ghosts up. So we're going to see both players and kind of both sets of kind of tech which help them out throughout the game. You know, Colossi and then Vikings to counter them, and then, you know, Storm and then Ghosts to kind of counter them. So an interesting back and forth TVP this could be as we set on up and get ready to roll. Yeah, just 1 engineering bay here for KeeN, so he's not going into +2 armor. Very interesting. I mean, usually you see maybe 1-1 coming in through single engineering bay usage, but the second engineering bay usually gets added with the armory to create an opportunity to go into +2/+1. So kind of intriguing there as we get these Stalkers moving on around. Mobius reactor upgrade as well for that Ghost Academy, getting the Ghost a little bit of extra starting energy. +2 attack from MaNa's as well, so up in towards +2 attack and really just keeping those upgrades rolling. Now he will take kind of evened out upgrades in the next 30 seconds or so. It'll be 2-1 against 2-1. MaNa taking the 4th Nexus 2 at the same time. A few Liberators on the way up from KeeN as well. I mean, super gas intensive. I can kind of understand why you maybe couldn't afford to go +2/+2 at the same time, but still not something. It's still something that is a little bit strange, a little bit different to usual. Vikings gathering themselves together. Still a lot of bio on the ground here. Medevacs sat up in the sky. The Ghosts as well. And these units of MaNa just set out the front. Looking to see what is next, as we're going to be seeing the single Marine getting picked off on the front again. Just MaNa controlling the map very nicely. We look at the vision of both players for a moment. MaNa has very good control on the upper right. He has very good control on the left-hand side, far enough ahead of his bases to see. And he holds mid-control as well, as this could be a big fight though. Both players coming in towards a centralized position. The Lip Siege up fairly far backwards. MaNa will lose a Stalker on the left-hand watchtower. He doesn't control the left-right-hand watchtower either right now, so a little bit of a fight there, as we're going to see Widowmine drop in towards this 3rd base mineral line, and that is something which MaNa is not paying attention to deal with. And that is about 17 kills across the Widowmines. Let's see the Stalkers though find themselves a Ghost kill nice and early. They could get a second one, but they have to blink away. A little bit of miscontrol there. I feel as though he maybe could have targeted a Ghost down or a Liberator. Maybe obviously was trying to and just couldn't quite get the connection off before he had to commit to that blink away and to just keeping the Stalkers alive. Of course, you don't want that bio stimming into all of the Stalkers. Liberator is going to siege up here towards the front. Stalkers coming forwards, and they will actually now blink away again. A Storm comes down. That bio gets shredded a little bit here. Yimpy is going to start looking for those high tempo. High tempo of energy gets liberated. And now these Archons have to be so careful too. And MaNa has to find a way to fight in towards this liberation sort of zone. He needs to find something to do with these Stalkers. Actually, these Vikings picking away the Colossi as well. These Stalkers need to maybe get in the front and deal with those. So much that MaNa needs to do in this fight. At the same time, he has to protect himself from this attack over here. And well, here we go. Colossi are going down very quickly as this fight starts to move on forwards. The Stalkers fighting through Liberators and now Vikings, but the Colossi are already dead. I actually think this is a fairly even fight at the end of the day. Both players losing quite a bit. If MaNa had just ran in with these Zealots at the same time, but actually KeeN has a pretty good setup. A Widowmine, a bunker. It's actually difficult to do much here. MaNa just going to push straight across the map, and maybe he has an opportunity right now to get something done. 2-2 against 2-1. +3 weapons is 30 seconds away. MaNa's +3 armor is a little bit closer. Maybe he could fight this with 2 upgrade advantage. As that Widowmine does its job, the bunker will then follow up. And that will be a defense on that 3rd base. Nice EMP hits. All 3 of these immortal shields are gone. Barriers are used. Suddenly they are way less tanky than before. Nice blink forwards to get the medevac. It's trying to drop and goes to EMP, and it just hits the Stalkers, not the High Templar, which obviously would have been one of the big connections there for that Ghost. MaNa rebuilding Colossi. I don't know if I like it too much actually with this many Vikings still alive. I kind of thought the Vikings went down, but they did escape. I mean, think about it, you know, that's 9 Vikings, which would be kind of dead supply if Colossi weren't mixed in here. I mean, now the Vikings just lift up, they annihilate that Colossus, and then they just land again, so they get a lot more value. And it's, you know, obviously it's a bit of overkill, just 1 Colossus, but I mean, it's interesting. It depends how you can take the fight, obviously. If MaNa feels the Colossi are something which can bring enough splash to the army, well, fair enough then. Maybe it is a good decision. I just feel as though it's much better to kind of play the tech switches, right? Play the kind of composition of your opponent as well. Look to see what he has, look to see what you have, and see what you can do. Well, here we go. Units moving in towards the upper left side. A trouble drop to the right-hand side again. We've seen one of those picking up a third Nexus earlier in this game. We've seen the Widow Mine just burrowed over here. A little bit of a skirmish breaking out in the top side. MaNa will win against this one. Picks up a few of those bio units, although runs into Widow Mines. Let's be a little bit careful with that. Up here looks as though there's a little bit of a skirmish too. Some units went to respond, and looks as though one of the medevacs went down as well as a couple of bio units, but still enough of a medevac and units left over for KeeN to stay up there. Maybe push forwards and look for something. Some Zealots will warp in. The High Temple have to be careful though, and there's a nice storm. It's placed behind the army so that he kind of had to run through it. KeeN was very quick. He was already mobile, so it kind of helps him to defect. Oh, that High Temple does go down. So much going on the map right now. This Widow Mine over here had to be dealt with. MaNa is still moving his army around in the center. As we will see, finally this job cleaned up, and KeeN now has nothing on MaNa's side of the map apart from, well, the empty medevac, which is obviously very soon retreating. Another long TVP between these guys. We're really getting some long games between them. Can't forget how awesome that game number 1 was. And right now, this third game, really kind of going the distance as well. Stalker's moving up towards the upper left. Going to see a Marauder taking some damage. Just get picked up, and Marine going down as well. Still a little bit back and forth here. Some Ghosts, some Vikings building on up. We're going to see the 5th base from KeeN is in position as it is for MaNa. It's just come up online in the last few moments. Well, because we get shut down, that's a big deal, but there wasn't kind of a bunch of Templar in it or anything, so not the end of the world. Kind of cute, a snipe going down, just use up the last of the energy on that Ghost before he gets picked off there. And does manage to kill the High Templar. High Templar actually very low, and will hit a big storm here though. Well, that High Templar served his purpose, staying alive, and what a moment to stay alive in. There's so many Vikings for these Colossi. Again, I can't help but feel as though these Vikings are now just dead weight though. What are they going to do? Land? I mean, they do good damage, but is it going to be enough damage? I mean, they're going to disappear against these Immortals, need I remind you as well. Again, they definitely add something to this fight, but is it enough to justify how many Vikings it is? MaNa's army gets cleaned up, but god, did he clean up a lot at the same time. A lot of bio dead, some Ghosts went down. Take a look at the resources lost tab here. 20,000 resources lost apiece so far here in Game 3, so it's a much more even resources lost. Although it was around this point where KeeN started trading much better in that first game to eventually win out on much less eco. And this, so far in this game, KeeN hasn't lost all of that eco. He's keeping his eco alive, and that goes a long way. He still has a lot of kind of full energy Ghosts as well. This MaNa is just building 2 Colossi at a time now. He's up to 4. Well, KeeN keeping the Viking count up as well. This time I do like the Colossus switch a bit more because, or they're not the switch, but the tech back into it because again, he killed a bunch of Vikings. But again, KeeN is on point. He's replacing those and then following up with a round of Liberators once again. Although this base up here going to be found, and that's only an orbital command. Well, don't think a planting would have made much of a difference. A couple of SCVs going down, some chased away. MaNa needs to be careful though because KeeN is in the center of the map, so he can't afford for his army to be too far out of position for too long. A single Marine here currently working its way through this Nexus on the right-hand side. 2 Zealots and a Stalker come in, and that Marine gets cleaned up swiftly and easily. Another scan, and that's going to be maybe the Observer going down. It's even being lost this game. Let's have a look at the units lost tab. 5 Colossi, 37 Zealots, 72 Marines, only 7 Liberators, 15 Vikings. Not too much of anything in particular. 10 Ghosts I think is kind of big. Oh, look at those storms though on top of Ghosts and on top of the Vikings. Another storm! Suddenly 3 Ghosts go down. And that's a pretty big deal as MaNa is pushing on forwards, looking to see perhaps what he can do to keep on pushing right now. I mean, that was a great initial fight from him here. So let's see what the next sort of stage of this is perhaps going to look like. I'm just quickly going to put the TVZ up as well on the picture-in-picture, guys. A quick update from this because you can see right now game time on it is pushing in. So he's looking to maybe try and close out that game. And it looks as though actually he gets completely shut down. And actually to the point where he just GG's out, so that kind of happens. Clan picks up game 2 against Game Time, 1-1 over there. Meanwhile though, MaNa is continuing to push on forwards, and he's picking off so many of these units. I mean, he's picked off an entire base here, so MaNa is looking very good right now in Game 3 to make this happen perhaps. Up in supply, can he keep it going? He's got a lot of minerals in the bank too, which is also pretty awesome. A few extra Vikings on the way out, plus 3 ship weapons on the way too at the moment. Stalker's coming forwards again, bio stimming in, some Colossi connecting onto the bio as well. Very nicely done so far. KeeN coming around the right side with this Liberator. So we've seen this Oracle getting picked off as well. Liberator at the top right. KeeN moving around and is going to be just looking to see what else is happening. Stalkers, Zealots, Archons all coming in towards this upper left-hand side. So he's going to come in and just going to grab that Liberator pick-off. Nice little pick-off. I mean, getting rid of a Liberator, it stops them from massing up as much. As we are going to be seeing still this army of MaNa moving around. It's going to come all the way to the left-hand side now. Bunker goes down. We're going to see this Orbital is going to get picked off as well. So Orbital going down, and still also a Storm in the center, actually, finding its way. A Storm of these Ghosts with a lot of EMPs. Feedback some of these Ghosts, I think, because God, those EMPs will hurt. Not just on the High Temple, but on the rest of the army too. MaNa is kind of on the high ground, which is awkward for KeeN. And yes, he doesn't really need to fight up here because this base is already dead, but he needs to stop MaNa from getting towards his natural. Oh, nice blink, actually finds range on both of those Liberators, and now he'll begin to protect the Colossi. One goes down, but multiple Vikings are dropping. Storms are continuing to zone the Terran away from getting up to the high ground here, and MaNa. Can he find the fight to close this out now? Because he's really done a lot already. Stalkers will blink to the side. Oh, it's a huge storm on the bio. I mean, that's going to be insane. And now the Vikings will land to sort of join the fray, but it's not going to be enough. GG, and MaNa insta-GG's after. He pulls it back from a little bit of a kind of a comeback from KeeN in game number 1. MaNa pulls it.